Hello, welcome back to yet again another episode of Conant Reacts. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming and checking out today's video. If you're someone who's been here for a long time, thank you so much for coming back and yet again checking out the video. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video. Now normally, when I react to music, I have the videos showing up, that kind of thing. And this is actually going to be an album review. So we're not going to really see anything about the album, like the videos or anything like that, because this is actually an album that at the time of recording hasn't even been announced yet. Like, this band hasn't even announced the album, and I am so pumped. I cannot wait for this album to come out. I have been waiting for this band to release new music for what feels like ever. Realistically, it's only been a couple of years, but I'm so excited. I reached out to them a while ago and I said, like, what kind of things can you tease about the new music? And, if you guys are interested, I would love to do an early reaction video, talk about the album, that kind of thing. And they said, absolutely, we'll send you the album, all that kind of stuff. And here we are today. I'm recording this podcast episode and I'm so excited. And I'm blown away at the fact that I get to do stuff like this for bands, especially bands I've been following for years. And this band, they've really opened my eyes up to the music industry a lot, and getting to see them grow has been absolutely wonderful. I could not ask for a better group of guys when it comes to music, and I'm just so excited for this album to come out. I'm just gonna cue the intro. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get that out of the way, and then we're gonna jump straight into the video. So without any further ado, let's just cue that intro. So, the band that I'm talking to is, as I said, a band that I've been following for a very long time. I can even tell you exactly when. It's funny, actually. I don't think I've even told the band this story, but it was a couple of months before I had even started college. So, like, I knew that I was going to Windsor for college, and I knew that, I knew roughly what it was that I wanted to try to get into when I studied journalism in college. But I was not expecting that the very first story I ever wrote was interviewing this band and getting to speak to the lead guitarist and I believe the main producer on all of their music. So just seeing how much of a full circle this has come to has been unbelievably amazing and such a unique thing. The band that I'm talking to is, of course, Autumn Kings. Now, people that know me know that I'm a huge Autumn Kings fan. It has not been very well kept secret and that kind of thing. I've been invited to concerts. I've been invited to album screenings with, some of their top fans, like stuff like that. So, coming from the shy, nervous kid in college who was doing his very first interview with a pretty well locally known band to now, posting YouTube video reactions and just doing all the things that I'm doing now, it's been an unbelievably fun ride. And this has just been a dream for me to be able to say, I get to now react to an album by them that they haven't even announced yet. And I'm so excited. I want to go a little bit more into the backstory of Autumn Kings before we get into this video. So, Autumn Kings they're based in LaSalle, Ontario, and they are best described as an offspring of Linkin Park and Fall Out Boys. They quickly discovered that their music needed to beat the outdated genres that you would hear a lot. Like, they needed to remain consistent with the genres and break genre boundaries. So whether that be the pop music scene, the rock music scene, the rap music scene, they knew right from the start that they needed to be able to create music that would beat those genres and make their music timeless, which is one of the many things that I love about them so much. They started in 2015, and the momentum continues all the way to, today, the day that I'm recording this. They have been growing ever since their debut in 2015. It's really been an honor to see just how much they've grown in that time. Their very first album that they ever released was their self-titled EP titled Autumn Kings, and it became a hit. They got fans from all around the world. They even were given opportunities to tour around the states and, you know, like North American touring, all that kind of thing. And over, you know, the years, they've managed to accumulate 20 million streams this far, and they're continuing to grow. And it's like I said, it's been so awesome to be able to see them grow, and I love everything about them. They will be touring across Canada, or they started touring across Canada and US in 2022 to support their upcoming third album, and that's the one I'm reacting to right now. Some of their greatest accomplishments as a band is obviously, you know, that they've accumulated over the 20 million streams throughout Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, and every other platform that they are on. All of the band members are within their early 20s. I want to say Jake is the oldest, and I think he's maybe 26, but I could be wrong. They have regular rotation on radio stations such as 93.9 The River and 89X. They're Canada known radio stations, especially in the Windsor, Ontario area. They have 5 NFL teams playing Autumn Kings music in their arenas for, you know, goal songs, that kind of thing, and that's another really cool note to mention. They have over 60,000 Facebook fans, which is incredible as well. Notable venues that they've been at a lot or that they've done in the past, is the Blues Fest in Windsor, Ontario with the ex-ambassadors. They played at the Coliseum at Caesars Windsor with the Tea Party, which I was actually invited to that show. They gave me a ticket. It was an incredible show. I had such a good time. They've been at the Fillmore in Detroit with Sublime and USS. And the last one they have noted is St. Andrew's Hall with Dorothy. They have 18 to 19 residency at Kid Rock's Made in Detroit Little Caesars Arena. Their newest single, Want You to Stay, has over 1.6 million cumulative streams, which, like, the goals they've been able to reach in such a short time has been mind-blowing. And then Want You to Stay has 400 plus spins on 93.9 The River for Metabase. And the last kind of thing they have mentioned here is they beat 80 competing bands to win the 89X Battle of the Bands based on strongest live performances as determined by qualified industry judges. Another notable thing is I believe they're now with a record label. I could be wrong though. I'm not 100% sure on that one. There's so many just incredible things that they've been able to accomplish that has just been so cool to see. Now, the album that they are releasing is titled Book of the Broken. It is an 11-song album. The songs on the album are Castles, Can't Sleep, Terrified, Riptide, Wake Up, One Last Breath, Chains, Go for Gold, which they actually released as a single before this album, so you will probably know that song. And their other songs are Clouds, The Freedom, and Dream On. Now, kind of moving on a little bit to the actual songs on the album, each one of these songs kind of stood out very well. Every single song had something unique about it, something different, and I really liked it. Their overall sound, in my opinion, better than anything they've released. This album is by far the best they've done. I have absolutely no complaints. There was a couple of songs that I wasn't the biggest fan of in terms of what they did vocally, but once you listen to more of it, you kind of get an understanding of why they chose to do that, which is what I appreciate the most. Now, what I am gonna do is a little bit different from what I've done in my past album reviews. I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about each song, and after I do that, I'm going to then play a very short clip of each song. As you may or may not have noticed, I have the songs playing in the background as well. All the songs you are hearing in the background of me talking are songs from the album, so you'll kind of get a little bit of a teaser that way. If you haven't heard the album in the entirety, then I highly recommend that you go and do that, because this is not going to be coming out until the day that the album is released. If you come across this video first, you can hear the songs, but since I'll be talking over it, you won't get the same appreciation. So that's why I say I highly recommend that you go and listen to the album in its entirety. Now, switching gears, we are going to be now talking about each song individually. We're going to be going in chronological order from the way that the songs are released, and starting with the first song. That song is called Castles. Now, the things that I really liked about this song in particular was, right away, the way that this song started, it immediately grabs your attention, like right away. It reminds me actually of Castles by Linkin Park, which is kind of funny because in their biography, they said that they're kind of like an offspring of Linkin Park and Fall Out Boys. So I thought that was kind of funny and went full circle. They have a very, very cool instrumental build-up, and I love how it was done. The guitars and the drums, incredible. The other thing that I really like is during a certain part, they go from almost like a robotic sound in Joe's vocals to much cleaner, more recognizable Autumn King Joe vocals. And I like how they did the switch. It was a very, very well done switch. And then this is actually the shortest song on the album. And I think the reason that they did it is because it's supposed to act as a trailer for the new album. I think that Castles is what they're going to play when they do the promo for the album. That's, of course, without me knowing anything about what they're going to do to promo it. So that's Castles. Obviously, because it's so short and it acts as a trailer, I will say the placement of it did seem kind of weird when you compare it to the rest of the album. But at first glance, it makes sense to why you would have it in there as well. So that's why I kind of appreciated the fact that they did leave it in. The last time that I saw something like that was in Big Rex's album Ghosts.
So how do you beg for what's your own? Kick the pieces, lick the wounds, stoke the fire and fan the flame, squeeze the clouds until it rains. Would you champion the cause till you find out what you've lost? Who do you dare to call your own? And where's the place that you call home?
And I had said that I wasn't a fan of it because it felt out of place. It didn't really match with the overall aesthetic of the album. But Autumn Kings were able to do it in a way that it did fit in really well, and it was very, very well thought out. Now, what I'm going to do is actually play just a couple of seconds of Castles. So I would love to hear, your thoughts and opinions. I'm not going to play too long. I might play this one in its entirety. I love it.
Trying to fall asleep with all these sirens making sounds. I lie awake and dream of building castles with my mouth. Instead of making mountains crumble, I stay locked up.
I love the vocals here, the effect on his voice. I love that in songs.
Building castles with my mouth. Trying to fall
it's such a well thought out thing, and it's so minor. Like, you can tell that this really is, I feel like, gonna be treated as just, simple album trailer, which I like. I appreciate that. It's very, very well thought out. Now, the next song on this album is called Can't Sleep. So just to kind of talk about it, the song I Can't Sleep, it's got a very cool start to the song. Like the other one, it immediately grabs your attention. And the lyrics about the, like, in this song, to me, kind of feels like it's talking a little bit about mental health. Talking about maybe feeling low in your life and not sure how to overcome those things. Just incredible. The vocals, Joe killed it on vocals. Like, this entire album, his vocals really stepped up. Like, incredibly well done. Another thing that I loved was, as the song progresses, the instrumentals just get even more insane. Like, even more incredible. Really, really amazing to see. And then when he goes into the chorus, there's a really, really, really cool breakdown. Right here, actually, if you can hear it. Like, the instrumentals start off nice and soft, and then they go kind of heavy, and it's like a punch. I love it. Very well thought out. And then, and the other thing that I really like is just that the switch back into the verses was very well done. I will say sometimes it did feel like it was sort of rushed. Like, it kind of just felt like the switch happened too quickly, but it also, to me, worked a little bit too. I don't really know how else to explain it, really. And then another thing I really enjoyed was just that the guitar solo that Jake did, very, very well thought out. The placement of it, perfect. Everything about it was just so incredible. And then there's one part of this song that I was kind of iffy on, actually, surprisingly. And there's almost like this weird robotic sound kind of near the end of the song, and this happens like right after the drum roll. And it felt like it had just too weird of a robotic sound to it, and I just wasn't a big fan. It wasn't terrible or anything by any means. I just really wasn't that big of a fan. And then, as I said earlier, I loved the lyrics of this song. That's just my overall thoughts on the second song. It's another song that just slayed, like, just killed it. But now I'm gonna play just a short clip of I Can't Sleep. Let me know your guys' thoughts. So I'll shut up and just vibe to it while you guys listen. It was that I was talking about. I lied. Now that I'm listening to it, it's this part right here. Right after the drum roll, you get that, and that's the part I didn't understand why it was placed in there. It felt kind of odd to me. Just right here. Right there. But that was I Can't Sleep. Incredible song. Freaking, like, all of these songs are incredible. This next song that I'm about to talk about, though, oh my god. Like, right away, completely shocked the hell out of me. Like, I was not expecting it. So that song is called Terrified. And I'm gonna play it in the background as we start to discuss what I loved about this song. So first of all, as you could hear there, started with a scream. That I'm fucking terrified scream. Was never expecting Autumn Kings to do something like that. Blew my mind when I heard it the first time. Absolutely incredible. Very well done. The other thing I really liked about it was Jake's vocals, where it sounds like he's doing a talking, singing kind of rap thing. Very, very well thought out. Loved it. Incredible job. I will say the effect on his voice, I'm iffy on. I can tell that, like, in this album, they kind of used a lot of that effect. It's not terrible, it's just I'm so used to hearing more cleaner vocals from them that it confuses me a little bit. But I still love it. Like, it's still really thought out. The other thing I loved was the intro to Joe's vocals. Like, when we get that switch from Jake into Joe, so well done. Like, absolutely incredible. And the song reminds me kind of something that you'd hear from a little bit of like the newer Linkin Park, or a little bit of Ice Nine Kills. I'm not entirely sure why I thought of Ice Nine Kills, but just I got that vibe from this song. Like the vocal switching, the lyrics, everything just kind of reminded me of Ice Nine Kills. I didn't mind it though, because I like Ice Nine Kills. They're great. The instrumental, I fucking love the instrumental. So good. The other thing, Jake kills it with guitar. Like, for a 26, 27-year-old, he blows my mind. Like, seeing him play guitar live, mind-boggling. Like, insane. I've been trying to see him live, like see Autumn Kings live, for 2 years. But because of COVID, I haven't been able to. It's been driving me nuts. Because he's got such a cool energy when it comes to him playing guitar. It blows my mind. And then instrumental breakdowns, incredibly well done. The switching between Joe and Jake's vocals, as I said before, very well done. The screams in this song, very good too. Like, they work so well with this song. Those are my overall thoughts on this song. It's probably one of my top favorites because of just the very unique and very different style that they had going on for this song. So I really, really liked it. Now, as we've been doing, I'm now going to play just a little bit of Terrified. Let me know again what you guys think.
I'm so fucking terrified. I'm scared to look into my eyes, 'cause I'm afraid of what's inside. Feels like I've been pulled into the riptide, going under. Don't try to tell me I'm alright.
Also, I just noticed something, and I know I shouldn't be pausing it here and talking about it yet. That lyric, something about Riptide, is so fucking funny because their next song is called Riptide. I don't know if they meant to do that. Like, I don't know if this is supposed to be a chronological listening, but I just find it so funny. So funny. The next song that we are talking about is, of course, Riptide. So I don't know if you can hear that, but the way that this song starts, I love the softness of Jake's vocals. It honestly, it reminded me of a little bit more of an intense version of Was It Too Much?
Too much time alone. Was it too much rock and roll? Is it hard to tell me what exactly went wrong?
Which was actually the song that I heard first from Autumn Kings when I was going to college. I heard their cover of Livin' La Vida Loca on Facebook a couple of months before I even started college. And then I got to meet them and interview them, and the first song that I actually listened to was It Too Much, on my own, willingly, other than on a Facebook ad. But we're gonna kind of talk a little bit now about Riptide, and it's just this one is honestly my favorite song on the album. Like, there's no beating it. This is my favorite song on the album. The way that, like, I love Jake's voice. I love Joe's voice too, but I love Jake's voice. And I've heard him do, you know, quite a bit of rapping in some of his older stuff from his Electrified, like from their Electrified EP. He's got a really good voice when it comes to rap. But what I really missed about some of their music was hearing Jake do more lead vocals. The only real song that I remember the most from him doing lead vocals on was It Too Much? So getting to hear Jake do the lead vocals a little bit more was awesome. Like, I loved it. The other thing that I really loved about this song was there are certain parts of this song where, to me personally, I was having a hard time telling if it was Jake or if it was Joe. Like, I'm still listening to it now while talking. I cannot tell if this is a song Jake was soloing or if it's a mix of Joe and Jake. I want to say it was a mix of Joe and Jake, but I have no idea. And it's mind-boggling. Bothering me so much. Because I would love to say, oh yeah, this is 100% just Jake, but I don't know. Like, if it is Jake and Joe, their voices go so fucking well together, it's confusing me. Like, unbelievably well done. And the other thing that I really like about this is the instrumentals. The instrumentals, very well done. Another really nice touch to this song is that choir sound that you just heard. Incredible touch to the song, especially because you don't, like, you hear it throughout the song, but that last little portion there is where you hear it the most, which I really liked. And then again, the switching between Joe and Jake, if that's what's happening, really well done too. Like, just overall incredible. And now that we've heard a little bit about the song and why I liked it, here is just a short few clips, or a short little bit of the song. Like, it's such an incredible song. So fucking incredible. The next song, however, Wake Up, another killer song. Another amazing song. It starts off and kind of reminds me a little bit of Was It Too Much? Sorry, not Was It Too Much, but Did I Want You to Stay?
Beautiful, I can't recall what I want. Oh, it's difficult. Take my heart and all my love and throw it out if it's not enough. You keep on breaking.
It does kind of remind me a little bit of Was It Too Much as well, but it more so Want You to Stay, which I like. I love the softness of Joe's voice. Really, really, really good. And I've heard him go softer with vocals before, but there's something different about this one, and I don't know what it is. Like, I really don't. It's very well thought out the way that he's doing it, and it really makes you focus more on the lyrics. Because to me, this kind of sounds like it's talking about feeling like you're not yourself, feeling like you've changed to be someone that you don't recognize, and you need to snap out of it. You know, Thanos style. Sorry, bad pun, but Joe loves Marvel. I had to throw it in there. Joe, if you're seeing this, I had to. I'm sorry. Cringeworthy, yes, I know. And then it's just this song. It gets me in my feels. Like, Joe, his voice, incredible. The lyrics, incredible. The way that they switch between the verses and the chorus and the pre-chorus, it's so well done. Very thought out. And I don't know if maybe these guys struggle with mental health and they really needed to get this out the best they could vocally. They did amazing. Like, that switch into the head voice, just so thought out, so fucking well done. Like, this is probably my second favorite on the album, just because of how incredible it is. It's just so well done. And then the other really cool aspect to this song is the way that they do their switch from the verse into the chorus in the second half of the song. It brings your attention right back. Like, this build up into the chorus that you're hearing right now, so well done. But that's basically all I got to say about the song. So we're gonna let you guys enjoy the switch up right now. You can hear the build up. Oh, you're going to hear it now a bit more. Right here. Like, I love that focus on the lyrics.
Am I ever gonna wake up?
And then it goes right back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Am I ever gonna wake up, wake up, wake up? Am I ever gonna pull back these blinds?
The other thing that I really enjoy about this song is how relatable it is. Like, it is such a relatable song, and that's what I think I love the most about it. Like, you can sit there and tell me that you've never felt this way, and I know for a fact that you're lying. Everybody at one point in their life has felt this way, and I know it to be true. Like, everyone has had those thoughts, which I think is, like, really, really important. The next song that we are listening to is going to be One Last Breath. Another incredible song. I love the way it starts. It sounds like it's got a violin in there. Such a beautiful start to a song. And I'm noticing a trend with this album at this point. And the trend is a lot of these songs seem to have softer, almost like a breakup-y or mental health kind of vibe to them. It makes you focus a lot more on the lyrics, get an understanding, that kind of thing, which I really appreciate. Because Autumn Kings have released breakup songs. They've released songs about missing someone in a relationship, trying to get over a relationship. They've released songs about mental health, such as their song Head. Like, they're known for doing that kind of style of music, but they're also known for releasing party songs, like their song Asshole. Like, they've done a lot of different styles, which again, I really appreciate. They are one of those bands that release music to purposely be timeless. You could listen to this song 10 years from now and still find it relatable and still enjoy it, which I really, really like. The other thing that I really like about this too is the way that they switch between the verses into the chorus. Like right here, you can hear the instrumental build up, and then you can kind of hear vocals get louder. Very, very well thought out. Just giving it an overall great first impression. Like, incredible first impression. The other thing that I really enjoyed is the breakup, or not the breakup, the build up near the end was really interesting as well. And it made it kind of feel like it was building up towards a very almost cinematic ending, but then it kind of surprises you at the end, which I really liked too. This song, like, as the album goes on and I start to notice a little bit of a trend with their style that they're going for, I can appreciate it a lot more, like a lot more. And that's what I love about this album. It's so well thought out. Like, I can understand why it took so long for them to come up with new music, because this is by far their best work, and I love it. Now that we've talked a little bit about the song, I'm gonna just turn it up and vibe to it again and let you guys have a listen.
Just give me a sign. I won't ask for anything more. Just give me a sign. Don't you leave me dead on the floor.
I'm not gonna spoil too much. You're gonna have to go and listen to this song. But oh my god, as the album continues, it just gets so much better. The next song that we are talking about is called Chains. Another incredible song. The interesting The interesting thing about this is the start. Like, compared to the last few songs that we just heard, very interesting start, very different, very cool dynamic. It's got much more of an energetic vibe to it. It feels more upbeat than the last few songs, which I like too. The instrumentals were amazing. The other thing I enjoyed too was it felt very metaphorical. Like, when you listen to the lyrics, one of the big lyrics that I really liked was "Get these chains off me." it made it feel like the song is talking about feeling trapped and needing to remove, like almost like a personality chain from yourself. You're tired of pretending to be someone you're not. You're trying to change who you are and break into the person that you want to be, which is another thing that I really love about this song. That could be way off about the meaning, but that's the vibe that I got from it. The other thing that I like too is that just the fact that the overall message is just amazing. The only thing that I wasn't sure of is I don't think that this song, like, I like it, but compared to the rest of the album, I think it stood out a little too much. It didn't hit the same to me when you compare it to the other songs, but it's still pretty well, like, thought out, pretty well, like, pretty good, that kind of thing. It's still like an overall good song. I would have liked to hear more of cleaner vocals. It felt like they had a lot of, again, I always like to just say like the robotic sound, almost like old recording style to the voices, and it didn't quite sit that well with me. I'm not sure what it was. It was just something, it's so minor, but felt odd to me. Like I don't know why. But overall, those are my thoughts. Not my favorite song on the album, but definitely isn't terrible. But again, here are just kind of a few short seconds of the song. I apologize for that I love that part right there. That bad interpretation, but really good. Just such an amazing song, so incredible. The next song we are talking about is gonna be Go for Gold. This song was actually released as a single a few months ago now. So I've heard it a lot, like a lot. When they released it, they did it with, I believe they're called Song Association on TikTok, stuff like that. Incredible. Jake was given half an hour to write this song using certain words. Like, he was given, I think, 3 words, and he had to write a song. And they did incredible. And then they went and recorded a full version of it, and it was just incredible. The thing I really liked about it was Jake's rap at the beginning, and then, you know, singing, like Jake's rap and the way that he was singing, incredibly well done. I like how he kind of had the lead on this because it shows how incredible he is as a songwriter, and I really appreciate how Jake was the one that got most of the vocals in this. Like, I like how Joe's in there too, but I feel like Jake got a little bit more than what Joe did, and I like that. I do, because it shows diversity in the band and that they're not afraid to let, you know, others do the singing. I like that. It's a very cool aspect to their friendship and just their overall creative process, and it's really, really good. In terms of other songs, wait, what did I say there? Joe's vocals fit very well in, and they're a little bit more laid back. And then the other thing is, I will say, in terms of other songs, since it was released as a single, I did feel like it kind of felt weird putting it in this album because we've heard it for months now. So putting it in the album just felt kind of odd. Like, I would have been okay if it was left out, but I do think that it fits very well in with this album. Like, it's a nice touch. They had a breakdown at the 2-minute mark right before the chorus that just, it hits a way that is so well done, so incredible, so well thought out. And the guitar on this song was amazing. Like, I think there's a little bit of a solo in there too, which is just amazing. Very, very well done. And now that I've talked a bit about the song, why not we just play a bit of it for you, shall we? Here we go! This is the part where I settle the score, taking control. Oh, yeah. Taking control. Oh, yeah. Just let me go, be on my own, no matter what incredible song, so good. The next song on the album is called Clouds. Sorry, I had to play that. The way that it started, so fucking good. Oh my god. I love the way that that started because it feels just, oh my god, so different. Just so different. Like, it was just so good. It was a very interesting start, and I had to share it at the beginning there. Had to do it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like a Demi Lovato song, and I can't remember the name of the song. The one thing I will say, the pacing of it felt kind of weird. Like, just the way that it was paced felt odd to me, but it was still good. Like, when they switched to more of the more laid back, kind of more relaxed pacing, I feel like it fit a bit more. Still, like, very, very good. The other thing that I liked about it was songs. It sounds like a song that you would have heard in like the Tony Hawk skateboarding game from like the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I'm not sure what it was about it either. Like, it just feels like something that you'd see in a skateboarding game. And I like that because I played a lot of skateboarding games growing up. The lyrics of the song are incredible. It's something that I could see played at like a dance venue, so like a club or a rave kind of thing. Like, it's got like that energy to it. And then this part here, the switching between the instrumentals and then Jake's vocals again, just incredible. Like, the pacing is just the thing I'm not sure of. Just the pacing. But we're gonna play a few more seconds for you guys, like, get your opinion. We're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna vibe to it like I have been. I love the rap here.
Stanley Cup mentality, bitch, that's just how I'm wired. Don't try to pump my tires, cause I don't fuck with liars. The sharks are coming after me, but I'm a freedom fighter. No sleep, I'm a psycho. Pop pills, that's a hard no.
It's such a good rap verse.
Straight to the top with my friends. Got nobody in the room to impress. I've been in the clouds, the bulletproof vest. Haters never know what's about to come next. Even if I die, I feel no stress like Navy vets.
It's so unique. Like, the pacing, everything, like, as much as I don't really care for the pacing of it, it's also very, very cool to see just how they did it. Like, very cool. The next song on this album that we will be talking about is called The Freedom. And we're gonna play it right now for you. Very interesting soft start to it, which I appreciated. Reminded me a lot of a Metallica song. And I can't quite think of the name of the song, but I think you guys might know what song it is. Like, if you listen, you might have an understanding of kind of what I'm going with here. I could just be wrong and I'm the only one that hears it, but maybe you guys do too.
A big time dreamer on a road.
Like, I don't know if you guys hear it too, but I do. The other thing I really like is Joe's vocals and the pacing at the beginning before the chorus. They were, like I said, they reminded me of a lot of like a Metallica song, like one of their softer songs. I just can't place the song. Like, I can't think of the title of the song. The other thing I really like is the overall simplicity in in Joe's vocals. Like, very laid back, very calm, just an easy listening song, which I appreciated. I love the lyrics of the song. It's another one that reminds me of like feeling trapped and trying to find a way to push through and overcome obstacles in your own way, even if it confuses others and they're not sure like why. You at least know, right? Like, because you're doing it in your own style and your own unique thing, that kind of thing. The other thing I really appreciate, there's a little scream right before Jake's guitar solo that was a really, really unique touch to the song. The switching between the softer vocals and a little bit of heavier vocals as the song progresses. Very, very well thought out. And there's a guitar solo in there that I fucking loved. Like, Jake kills it on guitar, man. It mind-blowing, as I've said earlier. Just so fucking good. Now we're gonna play again a bit more of the song for you. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Here we go.
If I fall, if I break, if I lose myself today, if I can't break these chains, if my castle's crumbling, I'll find freedom in the fall, 'cause I'm a fighter. After all, at the end of the day, at least I can say,
Sorry, I'm on my crappy singing.
did it my
No
way.
way.
I did it on my way.
That effect on his voice. So that's a bit of that song. The last song on this album was the most surprising to me. That song is called Dream On. And as I said earlier, it's a cover. We're just gonna let it play for a minute here so you can appreciate the vocals, because oh my god.
Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone.
Sorry, I'm getting carried away. I should not be singing. I don't do very good at singing. Should not be singing. So, I had so many emotions going into this cover. Like, as soon as it started, I was like, oh my god, there's no way. I even messaged the group chat I'm in, that like for the band, and I was like, oh my god, there's no way you guys did a cover of Dream On. Like, I was so pumped. It was so good. Joe's vocals in this, like, oh my god, I loved his vocals. I don't think I've ever heard him do vocals like this before, and it was just fucking incredible, man. So good. The other thing that I really liked was I appreciated how they kind of stuck to the original when it came to the instrumentals. Like, yes, they added their own kind of unique Autumn King's twist to it, because that's what they do with their covers, but they also stuck to the original, which I liked. I liked how they did that, because it shows the appreciation that they had for the artist. There are a lot of bands out there that when they cover songs, they do it in such a weird, odd way. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's just, I don't know. Another emotion that I had was Dream On. Very hard, very, very hard song to sing. Like, you get up to those high notes, it's fucking difficult, man. Like, I've only really heard Panic at the Disco be able to, like, Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco, I've only heard him be able to do it one time at a live performance. The rest of the time, I felt like his vocals were cracked a little bit. So the fact that he was able to pull it off once, I was nervous going into it. Like, I was like, there's no way he's gonna hit it. There's no way. But that's my overall thoughts. We are just gonna kind of play this one for a bit, because I want to see your guys' reaction and hear what you guys think. So we're just gonna play a bit more of this one than we have before. And we're gonna do that right now. It starts right after this part. Right here. So amazing. The other thing that I really appreciated, I had to listen to this twice, because I was like, Well, where'd the high note go? I love the way that they executed that high note, because what I appreciated about it was the fact that Joe knew enough that he probably wasn't going to be able to hit that high note fully. So rather than them trying to hit it fully and not be able to do it, he did that fade out. It was a really nice touch. Very, 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 very good. Amazing. Like, so fucking well thought out. Now, we've heard this entire song in the entirety of this podcast. So that is the end of this reaction video. So, I want your guys' honest thoughts on this album. I want to know what your favorite song was, what your least favorite song was. I want to hear stories on what song you guys can relate to the most. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. This podcast episode is a lot longer, and it's also me in video, and I'll also be releasing this on Google Podcasts, stuff like that as well, because I love this podcast. It's been so fun to make, and as I do want to say, huge thank you to Autumn Kings for giving me the privilege of being able to react to this way before you guys have even made the announcement for this album. It is so amazing, and I love the fact that I get to do this for you guys, and I love it. Okay, this is why I want to get into the music industry when it comes to maybe interviewing bands, reacting to music, this kind of, because of this right here. The fact that I've come around full circle from Autumn Kings being the first band I ever interviewed, first band I ever wrote a story on, first band I seen in a live concert setting, to now getting to call them my friends, getting to say that I've been able to react to multiple songs, not just this album, multiple releases ahead of the release date and ahead of even times that they were planning on talking about a release date, has been the highlight of since I started journalism school 3 years ago. I've loved the fact that I've been able to do this, and I hope that the boys of Autumn Kings check out this video and love it. And I get made fun of a lot for liking Autumn Kings as much as I do. I get told, you're in love with them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm in love with their music. And I think they're a great group of guys. So nice, so thoughtful, so kind-hearted. I mean, they played in front of a retirement home for around Christmas time for somebody. Like, that just shows the kind of guys that they are and how caring and appreciative they are to their fans. And I love that. It's been so fun to get to watch them grow in their career since I was introduced to them back probably 2016. Like, I've been following them for a while now. Like, it's been what feels like a long time. Like, I'm pretty sure I started listening to them right shortly after their very first full-length album, Silver Screens, came out. So just the fact that I can say I've been a fan of them for so long and seeing how much of a full circle it comes to has been amazing. Like, I love it. Now, to talk more about this album, as I said, my favorite song on the album was Riptide. I already kind of explained my reasoning behind that, so I don't feel the need to really say it again, but that's my favorite song on the album. It was so well done. My least favorite song on this album, I don't really have one, but if I had to pick, would probably end up being Castles, just because it's a shorter song and I felt like it probably wasn't needed in the actual album, but I still like the fact that it was put in. Like, it's still very, very interesting to me. Now, that is the end of this reaction video. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I know it's a bit of a longer video. I apologize for that. Not really. And without any further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I want to know your thoughts and opinions, so don't forget to let me know. Anyways, see you in the next one. Peace.